So what if I told you being damned in a relationship is actually a good thing? Would you believe me? I know it's funny, right? You might probably be thinking that I'm joking. I know you are going through a fresh breakup and it's quite tough for you. I understand. You might probably be thinking that I've lost my conscience. I don't know what I'm talking about. But just give me a jiffy to explain. I'll explain everything to you. We've all been there before. We thought that this person that we are with was our end all, okay, and forever was going to be for us in every situation. But they promised us heaven and earth, or never ending relationship, and at the end of the day they left us, okay, at a higher altitude to glide all by ourselves downwards. They walked away without a word. And if you were lucky, sometimes they'll be polite to tell you that they cannot be with you anymore. That is encouraging, okay. Our hearts tend to be broken, but I tell you what, it is a good thing to be damned in a relationship. I've got few ideas. My name is Sarkdad. You are welcome back to my YouTube channel. I want to talk about why being down in a relationship is actually a good thing for you. And I've got a couple of ideas and reasons for you. Stick with me for a few minutes and you understand why. First of all, I know what it feels like, okay, to have your heart broken, to think that this person was going to be with you forever. They made several promises and some way, somehow, they never delivered it. I know what it feels like. You and I have been there before, maybe in a different direction and form, but at the end of the day, it was all a breakup, alright? I could not be with this person for reasons best known to ourselves. It really hurt so much. Call it a quit. Stay indoors all by yourself, a week maximum, you move on, life goes on. However, the other people who are not like me would probably be devastated about it, okay? Would probably cry and beg, which I do not recommend, because at the end of the day, you cannot beg for someone to stay in your life and you cannot force those people to love you. And indeed, if they stay, they are going to treat you like a trash, because they are going to treat you like they are doing you a favor. And in actual fact, they are actually doing you a favor. You want someone who willingly wants to be with you and sees you for who you are and sees the value that you bring to their lives and want to stay in it and be part of your life. So as much as you are going through pain, hear me out. I just want to say that it serves as a wake-up call. Now, there are a lot of people who have it quite easy, maybe because they are, physically attractive and tend to have a lot of attention throughout their lives. Maybe when they came onto this earth, everybody kept telling them how beautiful or handsome they are, and that has gotten into their heads. And possibilities are there are always people around them wanting to, get close to them. Now, sometimes when these people get down, it makes them realize that there is a lot more to relationship than just the looks, right? Let's learn a little bit here. I feel like a lot of people who are physically attractive tend not to put in a lot of effort when it comes to their relationship, okay? That might be true or possibly not, because some way, somehow, they tend to believe that their good looks will, keep them climbing to their desired altitude. They will not put in an effort. They feel like everybody is privileged, to have and be with them. They do the least to keep the relationship going. Tip number 2, when you are down, you experience what? Growth. Sometimes success comes out of these things when you least expect it. You need to go through the obstacle of it. Just like how a gold has to, go through a lot of and series of refinement process just to be able to, glitter. When you are ignorant about gold, when you first use it, you might throw it away, but it's worth something really big. It just takes time. But then after it goes through, series of processes, it comes out looking its absolute best. There is a growth when you realize that you can't get everything and anything on the ocean, that you really need to actually, work a little harder to maintain a relationship that you care about and that relationship that you love so much, right? And everybody needs to come to the realization that one way or the another, if you get down, suddenly your eyes open, you realize that there might be personalities or functions about you that need to be worked on, which, perhaps you took for granted. Stuff that your partner complained about that you sort of just, didn't care or ignored to work on and swept it under the grass. Or because you thought the problem was actually them. That is why you never worked on it. Okay. So being dumb gives you a chance to, reassess your life and come back again for a second shot. Certainly not with the same person that you guys, because I will never recommend that. But either the same person or with someone new, it allows you to, grow to realize your mistakes and to work on them. There are a lot of things to learn when people leave you in a relationship. When people promise you the whole wide world and leave you with nothing, okay, it's really important that you pause after you've gone through, heartbreaks and stuff. Learn from your mistakes how you can better your next relationship. What did you do prior that you can improve or stop doing to make sure that this thing does not keep occurring? There is growth that happens. You get to learn your mistakes and you get to grow as well. Again, that teaches you a lot about people. And honestly, there is so many things that we tend to take for granted. For beginners, you definitely know what to look out for and what not to look out for when it comes to a potential partner. And sometimes you begin to, spot some red flags that you may not have thought about, when you first fell in love with another person, okay? So you don't have to be in a hurry to just move on and ignore your feelings, okay? And just, shrug and say that is the end of the road. If they are gonna go, just let them go. Let them be gone. Just pay attention and open your eyes to the kind of attitudes and behaviors that you will not tolerate the next time. Okay. You have to, kind of pay attention to the kind of things that you did that did not help in the relationship just before you left. Okay. So now in the course of that, after you've been dumped in a relationship, you definitely get to notice certain things about this person that dumped you that will only serve as a red flag in your next relationship. So it helps you to figure out what to look out for in the next significant other. And you've already, had first-hand experience from your previous relationship that did not go down well. And so if you see certain signs where the girl, for instance, has started doing certain things that were similar to what happened in your previous relationship, you would see it's a very big red flag, and you would start to either, plan your exit strategy or refuse to go ahead in the relationship, right? Just so people do not waste their precious time in order to know what to look out for in the potential partner this time around. So when you know better, you do better. I think that really helps in the long run. And then, of course, being done in a relationship gives you some kind of a drive. Okay, once you are able to, go past the crying and the heartbreaks, it actually gives you some sort of, push to want to be better, to prove to this person that they made a mistake by leaving you. It makes you, want to improve upon yourself. Look at it from that angle. Yes, they dumped you. Yes, you were promised and failed. Okay, but at the end of the day, what were the lessons to drive home about? That is the most important thing. It comes back to that, right? And another point is it helps you to, stay focused. Have you ever come across someone who is being dumped in a relationship, just because of their weight? And have you noticed the passion, the drive, that force that pushes them to, lose all the weight so that this person that left them would regret? This, of course, does not happen to everybody, but a lot of people, it's a motivating, and it helps them to, stay focused on their goal. Focus on improving things about yourself, on getting better, making sure that this person regret the fact that they left you. And again, it helps you become a better person and a better version of yourself the next time. Okay. So just let me know if you share my opinion or if you have a different opinion to what we've outlined here. Just drop them in the comment section, because I may not know what you think. Okay. But ideally, everybody needs to experience the pain of being dumped at some point, just so they will be able to value how truly human beings and relationships are. Okay, sometimes you need to go through the consumable experience just to appreciate what it feels like to be bent.